That's right. Another one. We got another episode of Noah Time coming at you live. We're trying music again. This time, it's some calm piano. Let me know what you think. It was a mixed reaction. It was probably 70-30 in favor of music, but I think it might have been a little too loud, so I'll try and get that sorted out for this one. Today, I'm cleaning the whole place, starting out with the office. I don't know if you noticed, but I flashed forward to the clean office for about 1 second. I'll do it again right here. Amazing. Having a clean workspace is nice. It looks nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing. When I cut to that frame, it's like, ooh, desk with just a laptop? Delicious. Sign me right up for an Instagram reel of setups. America's next top 10 hottest computer desktop setups. But not only is it that's I think comes second. The aesthetics comes second to the fact that it's very functional. If I got a big plate of lasagna, piping hot, ready to be squeezy cheese, or what's it called? Sticky, when the cheese stretches out. Stretchy cheese from fork to mouth, from plate to fork to mouth. If there's stuff all over the place, I have to part the Red Sea to slide it there. And then if I get a little lasagna sauce on the edge of the plate and it rubs onto one of my microphones, you're in for a bad time. But with this, I bring my lasagna right up like a waiter, plop it down and say, enjoy your food, sir. And I sit down and gobble it up. One thing that I did today was, I saw this in a YouTube video of home cleaning tips, was if there's clutter, find a container, like some kind of flat tray or something, to just put a bunch of stuff on there. You'll see, oh yeah, there's me fucking with the tray, dropping stuff in. This shit helped a lot. There's a place for the stuff to go, and whether it's going to stay there or not doesn't matter. It comes second to the fact that it has a place right now, and visually you're decluttering the space. That visual declutter, for me personally, made it a lot less overwhelming and stressful. That kind of paralysis I've talked about before. Where do you begin with a desk full of things? And part of me doesn't even want to have to begin. Part of me says, well, it might be functional to clean this desk, but it's also functional in its current state. There's not a giant pile of dog shit or ants on the table. It's just the stuff that I use, that I have strewn about, and I know where it is if I need to use it. I just take a quick glance, spot the object, target it like sort of a Squid Game targeting system, and then reach with my hand and pick it up and then do whatever I was going to do with the item. And it works. There's this book, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Really good book. There's a part of it, or I guess a lot of the book, juxtaposes the sort of mechanical brain versus the artistic brain, the rigid versus the fluid. And an example given is how some mechanics have all their tools flawlessly put into organizational structures. That's just how some shops look, but a lot of shops, this is how my dad was, stuff everywhere. Just either piled up or strewn about, or maybe there might be organizational drawers and stuff, but those drawers, good luck. Good luck understanding it. Good luck understanding it for you, but for them, for the mechanic, for my dad, for example, he knows where everything is. He can go find the hex bolt 13 reasons why wrench for specific types of spaceship ordnance wheels. He'll know where that is. He doesn't need a little label and a little folder and a little, air tag. Put in an air tag on a wrench. He just knows where it is. And those are just two different types of brains. And so for me, when that desk was covered in stuff, it works. It's functional. But doing something like this, just cleaning it and refreshing it, and here I'm wiping down the desk with water. I've been here for almost 10 days now. So it's I don't know, that's a good period of time to say, let's just clean up a little bit. Although the alternative is functional, this, I think, is just more comfortable. when I sat down to work after I cleaned this, it was very satisfying. It was like, I can kind of take a deep breath. We're changing songs now, and this one's a little more emo. It's a momentary thing, though. It doesn't last forever. Eventually, the desk will reset to its state from before, and that's perfectly fine. That's just what happens. I started reading that how to keep house while you're drowning. A lot of you recommended that, and I really like it so far. Similar themes to that book, Laziness Does Not Exist, both advocating for the removal of a moral element to the tasks we need to do. Letting dishes pile up doesn't mean you're a slob. Letting your office get messy doesn't mean you're, a mess or disorganized or unproductive. If you were unproductive, that's not a moral thing. Productive by what standards? Unproductive by what standards? Capitalism? Globalism? Yeah, right. Thinking about your space as not something that you need to tidy for the space, but as something you need to tidy for yourself. Like the space exists to help you do something, to have a specific function in your life. An office, it's there for you to sit down and beep, 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 boop, 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 beep, beep, beep. Whatever that sounds like for you. Oh, I was going to burp, but I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay, pausing now. Okay, I left it in only because it was one of those burps that was just a little tiny baby bubble burp. No smell, no taste. Basically, sometimes you fart and it's like, who did that even happen? Am I being gaslit right now? No pun. That's how my ex's farts were, just never smelled. Sometimes loud as hell, but never smelled. Weird. That's how my old roommates' farts were too. Okay, anyways. Cleaning your home is what I'm doing right now. I'm sweeping. I was trying to get the dustpan off of the crease of the tile so that nothing would slip underneath, because the grout of the tile is a little lowered from the tile, and I did it, I guess. I don't know. Went nuts and splooged at the 7-Eleven last night on all these treats and delicious candies. You can't really see. I think I'll do a what are they? English delicious cakes reveal later on in this clip, but I was gonna go hiking. There's a nice hike near me, but it is a long hike. It's a 4-hour hike, and if I go hiking at any point past like 8 a.m., I'll be 2 hours hiking with a 92-degree sun. Not ideal. So I was gonna go in the morning. So I went to the store to get a bunch of supplies for that, process those socks I was gonna wear, and then I stayed up till 4 a.m. So I know I didn't. Hiking, no, I didn't. The socks I've gotten here all are very meticulously packaged together with little staples and things. And these are 7-Eleven socks, so just so you know that they're top bins, top quality. They honestly are. They're pretty comfortable. I wore some today. This table had stuff on it for basically the entire time I've been here. Like, not all that stuff you saw, but like a backpack and all this other technology crap. And I hadn't been able to even sit down and eat at that table, which up until that point was fine. I just been eating next to my laptop. But since I cleaned it, I made some fried rice with tuna and egg. It sounds gross, but it was delicious. And I ate it sitting down there. And it was nice to like mix it up and not eat next to my computer. Although eating while watching YouTube on my phone as opposed to my computer, I almost died. I almost didn't make it through that hardship. But lo and behold, LOAN, lo and behold. Damn, dude, watching this back, the amount of cleaning I did, and how meticulous I was with it. Vivans, man, it's real. Real. I guess that's another thing you could talk about is productivity to the toxic point, applying to cleaning. So like overdoing it. I don't think that was doing that here. I think I just wanted to do a day of cleaning, but there's parameters to everything. You ever seen parentheses? If you have two of those, one on the left and one on the right, you could fit anything in there, man. Not a lot of people talk about that, but there's so much room. Does it go on forever? Can you just do a list of all the words and put them in there? All from those two little lines. Who would have thought? Not me. Not me. Here's me. What is this shit? Is this the dishes? Or no, those are the hard ones. This is shower. It's laundry. Tried to fit stuff in there. It didn't all fit. So I had to remove some while doing 2 loads. I hung it all up after this was done. Wow, long pause in the footage there. And I didn't hang it up early enough in the day, so by nightfall, it was still like a little damp, which is unfortunate because my sheets were in there. So I'm sleeping on the floor. I love the framing in one of those books about thinking about chores as just like doing things to be kind to yourself. Like there, I just like pulled the stuff off the drying rack. I took it to my room, I folded it up and put it down. And now it's there waiting for me clean and folded. It's not like it needs to be folded because, if it's wrinkly, it doesn't matter. I'm alone here, just by myself in the woods. No one's gonna see it. But I'm gonna be wearing it and I'm gonna look down and be like, that's kind of nice. It feels nice. It's not necessary. Arguably not even that beneficial, aside from that little feeling of, okay, sure, why not? Another thing about being in the woods, it's very dry here. It's kind of a dry jungle-ish, dead leaves and whatnot. So the floors get really dirty really quick. You're not really able to, I film this with my phone, so it's not like super clear quality in terms of seeing the beautiful fruits of my labor as in little dusty speckles. The kindness to oneself that happens here where I'm cleaning this kitchen up, and I do it all. That one was real as fuck. I just went and had like a cup of yogurt earlier. It's 12:30 a.m. the night of having filmed this. And I walk in and I'm just like barefoot and it's clean. Dishes are drying. And it just feels good. Just feels good, Trying to think of a less self-helpy way to be like, clean up because you deserve it. Clean your space because you need to give yourself space in your mind to feel the love of the world of a clean underwear with no skid marks. Just give yourself that self-love. Affirm. PayPal, Affirm, Klarna Afterpay. All these beautiful financial services are yours, my friend. Look, what was I talking about? I don't want to be self-helpy when I say that, but I'm just trying to put it in a way that's like, good things are good, generally speaking. Bad things, I'm doing the moralizing thing. Okay, it's not good to have a clean place. It just feels nice. And things that feel nice aren't good or evil. Look, I'm butchering this shit. They're not good or evil, but utilitarianly speaking, one of them's better than the other. Like there's a moral obligation to have things be feeling nicer. Harm reduction, right? It's moral to not want people to be in pain, just in case you were wondering. So I guess I have to remove that earlier part where I say that cleaning is good for you. I don't know the rules of of talking. So if anyone could help me out, suggest like words that I could, or like things that I could say with my mouth so that it would go down a little smoother, feel free to lob those suggestions my way. This was a beautiful, satisfying clean, this section. Just sweeping the back brick floor because it was really dirty. Thankfully, the dying ants have sort of died down in terms of the exponential rate. Like, there's no more dead ants. Other than the dead ants that were already there that I swept up. They're not refreshing, basically. The spawn point has moved elsewhere. That powder stuff is wild. They just walk over it and then die. And continue to do that until they run out of ants. Which actually I don't think is an actual thing. The other day I found a big group of them and I followed their trail. It was from the far back of this property, all the way to the front, weaving around all these different things, splitting off, going up trees. The trail was it was amazing. That made me single-handedly want to relearn about biology. Because I was like, oh my God, this is fascinating and genuinely very impressive. I know they just what do they do? Fart? They do some sort of sniff test to follow each other. The science is probably something like that. So they know where they're going because they know where everybody else is. But the more I walked and followed this trail and saw how it wove between the fence posts and it dipped underneath dead leaves to the point and across brushes and trees to the point where you couldn't see it for 20 feet. And finding it, I was there for hour and a half, looking around. I didn't pour too much poison. I just poured the poison in the spots around the house because I didn't want to be air striking of 6-lane highway with bumper to bumper traffic of ants. That's what it was. I was like, I'll do what I need to do for my own place so these bugs don't crawl into my ears at night, such as in the movie The Mummy film, Brendan Fraser Mummy. If anyone's familiar with mummies or pharaohs, classic depiction. Yeah, wow, okay, we already made it to dishes. Wonderful. Just a couple more. I think I did the dishes faster here than I usually do. Definitely use a little more water than I usually do, but you know? That was one thing I was thinking about, that I learn a lot from the audience. One thing that was pointed out was the amount of water that I use, early on, and the way that I do the task. And there's mixed opinions. Sometimes I'll get feedback that is contradictory. Someone will say, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it. Another person will say, oh, no, this is how you're supposed to do it. And I just am I don't really know who's right here, but sure. But generally speaking, the feedback from this channel I really do appreciate, because it's I'll try this thing and I try it and I like it and it's better in some way. Better for the environment, better for my health and safety. If we're going to round out this conversation with the topic at hand being laziness and the question of its existence, I really think for the vast majority of people, there's a lot of shit going on in life, in your lives, in their lives, beyond work, but deeply rooted shit with your emotions, things you've experienced, words you've heard, places you've smelled, things you've watched that can make you averse to certain things. If you have any of the myriad of mental illnesses that make it so that instead of just you see the pile of laundry and then do the laundry, it's a big dark blob, you're like a sleep paralysis demon. I'm pretty sure that's a lot of times when I see Ryuk, Death Note, the angel in my corner of my room because I'm sleep paralyzed. It's just my laundry. And that's not a thing that happens. You're not like getting up and choosing to ignore the thing. It's not like you're like, yes, I am today going to make it so that I can't wear any of my clothes and continue to do that, actively choosing that. That's not, come on. That's not a thing. It's a thing, but it's not a thing. As our understanding of executive dysfunction, how many people that affects, the prevalence of it, the forms of it, as our understanding of that grows, as our language to express that expands, I suppose, it does allow us to be kinder to ourselves because we have a better understanding on the fact that we aren't flawed. There's nothing wrong with who we are. There's just some other shit in that brain of ours. Some little golden, delicious nuggets. And not everybody has those nuggets. And in the same vein, being kinder to ourselves, reflected in that is the people in your lives being able to be kinder to you or more empathetic, to understand that, hey, like, you being this way is not some reflection of your character. It's just how your brain works, and that's cool, man. Do whatever the fuck you want with your brain. I don't care. I don't mind. Get a lobotomy. I don't care. It's not my brain. See, this is what I'm talking about that music website. This song's a banger, man. It's like jazz. No, it's not. Not at all. Some of these chords, though. Right now, listen to this. That chord, right? That second one. Ooh, it's just good. What can I say? That's just good. Next video, I'm gonna try to record while I do chores. But also, this format for me feels better. I know some of you prefer the live recording. This one feels, like I was saying, like being able to just do all the chores in one go while I'm recording, and then voiceover, and like, I've cut stuff here and there in this recording. So it feels probably less spontaneous, which is another potential undercut. Some people like the spontaneity. But I'm gonna try this one a little bit more and then see. The alternative, or something I could also do, is just get better and more efficient at the other type of thing, tasking and talking. But who knows what's in store? Uh-oh, burp. I'm gonna cut this one for sure. It's gonna be loud. Okay, it wasn't that loud. It was like a muffled, like a silencer. Closed mouth burp and blow the smoke away. Y'all ever do that? You have to burp, so you turn away. You're in bed with your dog or a human. I don't have a dog. Or a cat. You're gonna burp and you're close to them, so you turn your head, burp, and then blow it away, just in case, on the off chance they catch a whiff and it's gross. I don't have particularly gross smelling burps, but burps just generally speaking, Chinese. Damn, I need chapstick. If someone wants to let me know throughout this recording right here, whether or not I switched the dish sponge with the grimy sponge, I'm gonna be really upset if I did. I'll try and like go back and track it and see, like, those, when there's a guy doing a trickster's game where he has 2 cups and a ball, and you have to be like, oh, it's under this cup, and then they switch. What is that called? Being a weird man on the street. That's what I'm trying to figure out with the sponges, because that's what's the word? It's a sacred and holy relationship, the dish sponge versus the sink sponge. Can't fuck that up. Can't go fucking... I'm a hierarchical type person with one thing, and that is with the dish sponge and the sink sponge. Not even a hierarchy in like a superiority sense. It's more of a horizontal hierarchy, which I guess is kind of like what anarchism says. Anarchism says that I don't have to do the dishes because all sponges are the same. And if I use the sink sponge on my dish, I'm gonna puke, so I don't want to do the dishes because then they'll be dirty. See what I'm talking about? Weirdly positive ending sounding song to this video. I hope your body had been doubled or even arguably tripled in this session. Definitely dipping a little heavily into the ASMR thing, but it's fun, it's good, it's nice, it's sweet. Cleaning off the sponge as well is another big thing. Put soap in it, clean. Sometimes your biggest enemy is yourself. I say as I clean the sponge with itself. You should always remember, if there's one thing you're going to leave here today, the big lesson, the thing that I've been thinking about a lot, and most of you probably should, and what you want to take away from today's video, if you want, but you don't have to. But something that I've been thinking about is how when you're thinking about things in a way that lets you really sort of ponder on it, let your mind wander, when you are doing that, and if you are doing that, when it happens, then most of the time you'll know if there's something to be thought of in that period of time where you're thinking. And I just want you to remember that for the rest of your days. Okay, bye.